What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Gaming Channel. My name is AJ Gels. How y'all doing? We are finally finishing up with our Gamescom gameplay footage. All this, I think this is part 3. I think I got 6 videos set for you. What are we doing this one? We're gonna start with this. Granted, I said this is Gamescom. This is something I found on the PS4 YouTube channel. I didn't really find it from Gamescom, but I'm including it because this game kind of interests me. We have the game based off of Lovecraftian horror, Call of Cthulhu. Let's see here. Plague Tale Innocence, I believe, is the name of the game. Geez, what else do I have? Men of Medan, I think is what it's called. It's a game by Supermassive. They were the people who did Until Dawn. We have Resident Evil 2 gameplay, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice gameplay, and there's one other game that is escaping me at the moment. Either way, I'm going to do what I did in the first one. I'm going to sit here, have some beers, enjoy watching some gameplay, and just chat about it a little bit with you guys. This is going to be a short one to start off with, but let's get going. This is Call of Cthulhu. If it'll ever load. There we go.
Greetings, and welcome to Call of Cthulhu, the official adaptation of Chaosium's tabletop RPG.
I apologize for that. Samori, son of a bitch, stop interrupting these. He sent me a... What was it? What did that just say? That Biomutant's coming out on the 31st of December. That's reference to... That was a comment on the last gameplay video with... where I looked at Biomutant. What was the other game? I did that earlier today. I don't know why I can't remember. I'm still recovering from a really long week. Looked at Biomutant and Devil May Cry 5. There we go. My guess with it saying the 31st of December, that's just a placeholder. So that means sometime this year for Biomutant. So now we know.
Interactive and Cyanide Studio. This is you, Edward Pierce, war veteran, private investigator, struggling alcoholic. You come to the near-forgotten dock.
I know that all too well.
To look into the deaths of the Hawkins family after an inferno engulfed their stately home.
Well, here we are, Hawkins Mansion.
Oh, great, a first-person horror game. That's what I need.
$1693. This house is much older than it seems.
Whoa! You were trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them! Dump them into the ocean!
That's a bit extreme.
You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. Let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on dark water.
The encounter with groundskeeper Winchester can be resolved in a number of ways. Intimidation, subterfuge, good old-fashioned sneaking, it's your choice. Your skills will determine your fate and are improved throughout your journey.
Okay, so it's...
Follow me. I know the place.
Okay, so this is basically your typical kind of RPG. I mean, the question becomes, like, how do you level up? I mean, do you level up? Obviously, it's through experience, but is it through battle? Is it through solving puzzles, conversations like that? Like, how does the level up system work in this game? I mean, I know literally nothing about this title.
Details will tie into your understanding of what happened to the Hawkins family and the story of the island as a whole. Your skills will determine how much knowledge you can glean from a painting, a book, or a ritual circle.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me? They seem happy, but Charles is already looking off into the future. His marriage just a stop along the way.
Really? You get that from a painting?
Let's see if I can find
Whatever.
something the cops missed.
Okay, so right there. Is it because he completed an objective, or is it because... my guess would be it was because he saw that painting. So maybe you gain experience, or I guess it's character points in this one, through noticing things like that and using your skills in the world, like he used that psychology on that painting. Although I would argue that the psychology used on that painting made no sense. I mean, if somebody's taking a painting, why... I get it, I'm with my wife, but usually you'll look at the camera, you don't look at your significant other in any, like, wedding photo I've ever seen.
They had a fight.
Pierce is not a magical being, but he is extremely perceptive, and a great investigator.
Did Sarah Hawkins lose one of her shoes? How? The child's corpse left a trace.
During these reconstruction scenes, you find clues to quite literally build a picture of what happened.
Did someone escape the fire?
The more clues you find, the more you will know heading into conversations and other situations in the future.
If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn?
Of course, in Call of Cthulhu, knowledge has a price, and blissful ignorance is sometimes preferable. The more you discover, the closer you come to truth, the further you push your sanity to the brink and risk the abyss of madness.
Awesome.
Your journey is just beginning.
Awesome. Holy crap, I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, that was enough to sell me. Like, I love, like... I'm not into, like, supernatural horror. I've always said it. I'm into, like, psychological horror, like serial killers and stuff like that. Like, 'cause I like the psychology and all that stuff. But this game looks like it could be really interesting. Like, I'm expecting jump scares. Lots of, like, fun little, like, detective things. Which I would argue, there's not enough, like, good detective games out there. I mean, what? I guess you could say there's Sam & Max, and there's L.A. Noire. Technically, this is The Police, if you include that game. I mean, there's probably, like, smaller games like that, but there's no, like, really big-budget titles like that. Which, granted, this isn't, like, a detective game, but still, I mean, you get to do... It's a lot of logic puzzles and recreating the scenes. Like, I really like those kind of puzzles and a lot of the ideas in this game. So what, that's at October 30th is when we can play this. Again, I mean, I'm really excited to see like where that story goes, like how the whole Cthulhu and Lovecraftian horror and all that stuff, how that fuses in with the overarching narrative of this title. So I'm already pumped. Like I said, I mean, that was just a short little look at Call of Cthulhu, but I mean, what, October 30th? So about 2 months. Jeez. Oh man, my wallet already hurts hurts this month, and now looking at the next one. All right, guys, let's move on to the next video. All right, now moving on to our next. I bit my tongue. Our next video: 9 minutes of the Dark Pictures Man of Medan or Medan. I'm going with Medan. I think it sounds cooler. This is from Gamescom. Like I said, this is by Supermassive Studio, I believe is their name. Again, they were the company behind Until Dawn, and I think they did another. They needed another game. I'm not talking that cart shooter thing that they did for the VR. What the f was it called? It's like $10 in the PlayStation Store. It's a PlayLink game. You know, if anybody remembers PlayLink, that thing that PlayStation attempted to do and then didn't advertise. Really interesting idea of a game. I can't remember the title of it though, but they've done some other like kind of like narrative adventure sort of styled games. So I got a feeling that's what this one's going to be. I think this one's about like a group of divers come across like a World War II, like a sunken World War II vessel. And that's the basic setup for this game. I don't know where it's going beyond that, but excuse me, jeez. Let's take a look. Of course, we got to load. There we go.
Hello, and welcome. Sometimes we are guided by our heart, at other times our head. You see, we each make decisions according to our own moral compass. And we have to live with those decisions, or die by them. get the outcomes that you want.
Well, okay, this is similar to, already to what they did on Until Dawn.
By the way, my little bro.
Dude, you know I'm not.
You know what I'm talking about. Those times where he's sitting down with the therapist and he was asking you questions about your fears and your personality, so they kind of tool little certain segments of the game to your own personality. I'm seeing a little bit of that in this. I mean, already. I mean, not a little bit. I mean, that was like that was taken like straight from Until Dawn. But again, it's their own game, so I mean, it's their own style, I guess.
Not like the best around new people. Whatever.
Where's the old crust bucket skipper anyhow?
So is everybody on board and ready to go? Nothing to report, except that my clients are overprivileged and overpacked, out for adventure and without a clue. What do you know about this wreck?
Just rumors and theories.
We have unexpected guests.
Sorry if it's a little quiet. I wish I could turn the volume up a.
Use it if you have to.
Okay, so when it did the whole previously thing, my guess is that this is, I don't want to say it's episodic in the sense like a Telltale game is episodic. If anybody remembers, again, Until Dawn, absolutely love the game. Me personally, I loved Until Dawn, but Until Dawn kind of broke its game up into like chapters. So it would do like a previously on to remind you of like what happened the last chapter. It was every hour of the game Until Dawn, basically. So my guess would be that this game is going to be using a similar style to that, especially because we just had that like previously on to wrap everything up, to kind of like wrap up everything up till recap. That's the word. Recap everything up to this point.
Where are you taking me?
Now, why would I tell you?
So pirates, great. Yeah, again. They're doing the same thing that they did with Until Dawn. So you see, we get the character we're controlling, the time of day, where we are. Another guess of mine would be that we're going to be getting stuff along the lines of we're going to be messing with the character's personality and relationships with the other characters. I think that was something that Supermassive did really well with Until Dawn. I mean, we aren't seeing if it's going to be any more depth than it was in Until Dawn, but my guess is it's going to be really similar, if not the exact same thing. Seeing that the comparisons that I think we can already draw between the two games. So my guess is that the establishing each character's character is up to us, but like I said, it's still yet to be seen. But seeing that there's already a lot of crossover, my guess is that that's going to be a big part of this game. Is that as we talk with people, it's going to mess with our relationships and our personality. Can I take a minute here and actually talk about that a little deeper though? That system was really interesting, at least from my perspective, because games like this are almost a dime a dozen. I mean, there are tons of these kind of narrative adventure games where you're playing as a character, but even that you can almost get a vibe of what this person's character is and either roleplay that, or you just kind of do whatever the hell you want as the person. With these, with Until Dawn, and I'm going to guess this one's going to be doing the same thing, where it gives you like 5, 6, 7 players or characters to play as. You really get a vibe of who these people are, and you can alter it and change it. You basically make each character how you want each character to be. It's a really neat way of doing things. Again, when you compare it to stuff like Telltale or even something like Detroit, where you played as 3 different characters. Even that. You know what? I gotta hand Detroit. Detroit kind of let you pick the personality of each character fairly well. But I still don't think it was to the level that Until Dawn let you alter the characters. That's going to be a dead body, by the way.
All right, come out! Show yourself!
Oh, never mind. It's just a hat.
Damn it! This fucking place is cursed.
Look at this.
Okay, so they found a secret. Well, what's that mean for...
What noise? Olsen!
Well, what does that secret mean for this? You mind showing us? Yeah, walk around the old rusty ship barefoot, and that's how you get tetanus.
Jesus!
Oh Christ. Oh Christ. That guy's probably still right here with us. I mean, you die on a ship, your ghost stays on the ship.
Come on. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Wait, you're not going to investigate the body? Whatever. Oh, is she barefoot too? Why are you people walking... Is he barefoot too? Why are you people walking barefoot on an old rusty ship? That just sounds extremely dangerous. Oh, wait a minute. Let's pull back a little bit. I want to see. I want to see that again. I want to see what I missed. Oh, I didn't see the hand. Oh, that's so cool. That was something that Until Dawn did phenomenally with, where it would draw your attention to one thing, and then you'd see just movement, but you didn't know what the movement was unless you were looking for it. Oh, that was really sweet. I do hope that this game does what Until Dawn did really poorly, and that was establishing what kind of horror it was right from the onset. And then Until Horror, well, okay, spoiler alert for Until Dawn, I guess, where Until Dawn was kind of a teenage slasher flick, but then also became supernatural horror with all the Wendigos and all that. So I mean, that was really an interesting little splice together. But with this, is it like supernatural horror? Is it psychological horror? Like, are they dealing with something corporeal and human, or are they dealing, or even, well, I guess corporeal and monster? Is, I guess there's a delineation between that. Or are you dealing with like a ghost? I want to know. You know, the secrets could save your life, dude. I wouldn't be pushing people. Also, the guy with the gun who hangs out in the back always gets killed. Also, the guy with the gun who walks forward really fast also always gets killed. So, either way, I think this guy's going down soon. You all right, dude? Oh!
Okay, what just happened?
I don't know.
Oh, he did.
Hey, what? Come on, we should keep moving.
Big ship and have a lot of corridors. I guess we're just... We need to find a way up on deck. That can't be a good sign.
What was that?
Yeah, and we're seeing something here that I think, again, I'm sorry I keep going back to Until Dawn, but again, I mean, it's what happens when you're looking at a game in the same genre as another game that the same studio did. I mean, the lighting is so reminiscent of Until Dawn, and I gotta say, Until Dawn did that very well. It had that beautiful, just this. Oh shit! It had just absolutely beautiful lighting that. Oh, cool. Okay, so it's not just typical. It's not like a dialogue choice. You actually get to see the emotion that you're gonna respond. Ooh, interesting. Hopeful and all. Okay, but no. What I was saying though, I mean the lighting of the scenes and everything is so beautiful. Again, it's very much kind of the campy teenage horror flick lighting, but I think it works perfectly for a Supermassive style of game.
Brad, try to keep it together, okay? I'm trying to get us out of here.
What? I'm sorry, Fliss. I just... Where are we? Do we know which way we're going?
I bet this guy dies and or gets mind controlled by some monster.
Look at this.
No, I guess I say, he dies, although, again, I'm going to guess this is like Until Dawn, where the... Holy fuck! Where any of the characters can die at any point in time. A little robotic movements, but alright. Oh, cool! Oh, she's going down. She's going down. No way she gets out of this. Those are some really shitty zombies. I guess it's going to be run or help him. Yeah. Once again, these are some really shitty zombies. Oh, it's really playing with that nautical theme. Oh, if any... Okay, I'm gonna... Bearing updated. Ah, that's cute. Awesome. Holy fuck me sideways. Oh my god. I was kind of in and out of it there until the very end. All right, I guess I have my answer. This supernatural horror. Zombies of some sort. That ending was kick ass. Oh my god! All right, keep an eye out on Man of Medan. While I'm switching videos, I'll see if there's a release date for this. All right, guys. Well, I was like I said, switching between videos, and like I said, I did a Google search for the release date for the Man of Medan, and came across this article in Variety. Let's see here, article on Variety by Stephanie Fogel. Article name, Supermassive plans to launch 2 The Dark Pictures games per year. And by the way, I'll link this article down in the description. Supermassive's latest project, a series standalone cinematic horror games, called The Dark Pictures, will get 2 new releases a year, the developer said during the special Gamescom episode of Inside Xbox on Tuesday. Each game will have a different cast of characters, a new environment, and a unique storyline based on a different game of horror. Or a different genre of horror, Man of Medan is the first title, and it takes place in the South Pacific. 5 friends set sail on a holiday diving trip in the search of a rumored World War II wreck. But as a storm rolls In the trip turns sinister, like Supermassive's previous horror game Until Dawn, Medan is a story-centric experience where the player's actions and decisions affect which characters will live and die. Until Dawn came out in 2015 as a PlayStation 4 exclusive and quickly became a sleeper hit. Sales exceeded expectations. Supermassive said at the time a prequel called The Inpatient released in January 2018. Medan comes out on PC, PS4, and Xbox One sometime in 2019. Bandai Namco is publishing the anthology. Supermassive Games, or excuse me, I don't know why I said Supermassive. Gamescom 2018 is an incredibly exciting time and an important milestone for Supermassive, the developer said. Not only is it our 10-year anniversary as a studio, and we're announcing The Dark Pictures as a significant horror anthology, but we're also announcing a brand new partnership, an exciting partnership with Bandai Namco Entertainment, and it's the very first time we're announcing we're bringing our games to Xbox. So this actually starts to make me ask some questions, i.e., where the hell are these games, or am I going to have to spend $60 every time they're going to release a new one of these Dark Picture titles? Are they going to, I mean, am I going to have to spend another $60 on them? How long are they going to be? There's a few questions, especially if they're going to be doing 2 a year. I have so many questions about that. Not necessarily about the games themselves. It's about this marketing and this production schedule. It seems a little odd to me, but to each his own. But it seems like an odd way to release a game. And again, when it says Bandai Namco is releasing the anthology, can I just buy the anthology outright and then just download the game every time? Is it like a DLC? How is it going to work? It's the logistics of this plan are more my question than anything else. But all right, well, that's a look at that. Let's get into the next game, A Plague Tale Innocence. A Plague Tale : Innocence. That's the name. Let's get into this. I think this is the longest video we got with 16 minutes.
18.
And now, another Focus Home interactive game. Seems like their hands are kind of in everything. As everything I've seen of this game, a really interesting idea. Takes place during a plague. You're playing as, I believe, a brother and sister, trying to get through this world. There's a bunch of things with rats. Give me a second. I'm not hearing anything. There's something going on with my headphones. All right, that should have fixed my problem. Hopefully,
18.
There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I thought it was weird. I'm like, why is this sound so freaking quiet? So what was I saying about this game? All right, we as far as I've seen, you play as a brother-sister pair who are just trying to get through the game world, and not die of the plague.
Lucas?
Yes?
What does he have in his blood?
There's an old story. It tells of the Prima Macula. The alchemists say it was the first evil, and that it silently travels in the blood of certain families. But something happened. The Great Break. And the macula awoke. In Hugo's blood.
But what will it do to him?
Probably kill him.
It cares for neither good nor evil. It evolves with its host. It changes things. The world. You know, your mother and Laurentius were trying to help your brother.
But they failed.
No. I think they just ran out of time. This is it.
Hugo, wake up. Come on, we'll walk from here. It'll warm you up.
If we follow the aqueduct, we should arrive at Chateau d'Ambrage before nightfall.
What's that noise? Nothing. It's just frogs, Hugo.
Frogs? He seems well.
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Okay, so I'm gonna guess this is about midway through the game, seeing that it says Chapter 5.
Aren't you cold?
A little, yes.
Hugo doesn't seem to mind.
He's keeping himself warm.
Yes. But he's too far for my liking.
Why, are you afraid like an alligator's gonna like come up out of the water and eat him? I'd watch that.
Hugo? Where are you going?
So from everything I've seen from this game, this is more of a, I don't want to call it a platformer, but it involves a lot of traversal and a lot of puzzles, as opposed to straight up, like an up-and-up combat game.
Hey look, I'm a knight.
An English shield. Where did you find that?
Over there, lying on the ground.
Listen, Hugo. Put that down. It's not for children.
Oh, you're no fun.
Come on, let's go.
Do you smell that?
Oh, it stinks.
Yes, it's horrible.
Alright, I'm going to use my powers of foreshadowing. It's a battlefield. I mean, I saved all the weird games for this video. We're looking at all the kind of like pseudo indie stuff, the horror and the.
Oh my god.
Are they all dead?
We can't carry on.
Amicia, we have to follow the aqueduct.
Cool.
Oh my goodness.
Amicia, do we have to walk on them?
I know, Hugo. But we don't have a choice.
Eh.
Do you think we are hurting them?
They're dead.
Keep moving, Hugo.
Shut up, kid. You could, like, give him a piggyback ride or something so not to traumatize him as much.
The smell. It's unbearable.
I feel sick.
Don't look. Concentrate on the aqueduct. Ugh. The horse. Lucas?
I don't know.
Ooh.
Oh no!
Awesome.
Amicia, wherever hundreds of
Oh, I loved watching the horse like bubble like that. Oh, that was gross. Ooh, okay. So I'm guessing from picking that stuff up, there's some sort of crafting in this game. And there we go, more of this puzzle solving. If anybody remembers, was it Uncharted? Yeah, it was Uncharted 3, where you were running around that area and trying to keep the spiders from attacking you and, what was his name? Charlie? I can't remember the other guy's name. But yeah, so obviously the rats are afraid of fire, so you're trying to find your way around like that and using the items and the crafting and everything at your disposal to progress through the map. So again, like I said, it's not like a...
Over there. Those aren't soldiers.
So, you know, it's not an out-and-out
Those were looters looking for things to steal.
But why?
To survive, probably. Like us.
So yeah, it's one of those games that you don't progress by through combat. You progress through, well, being smart.
Look! A trebuchet. It's a weapon of war. Hugo, can you help?
Yes. Can do it.
Careful.
I did it.
Very good. You can come now.
Okay, so it's the typical. I'm not sure if you can control the kid from what I've seen, but I know. But at least it looks like you can. Like, he's kind of like Ellie from The Last of Us. You know, you kind of send him to do certain things at certain points in the game.
Who's over there?
Into the grass quickly. He mustn't see us.
Amicia, his lantern.
I understand.
He's coming.
She's gonna break the lantern. Awesome.
But it worked.
Horrible, but really cool. I love the rats. I think they're really gross, but at the same time, you gotta. There's a really cool like visual element from them. Yeah, see that chain? That's a. Use the sling to throw a rock at the yeah. Nope, that was the correct answer. Coming.
You can be sure they heard that.
Huh? Something's going on over there. Guys.
Oh, cool. I guess there is a... there is just pure combat. Awesome. You can do some, like, real David and Goliath shit. Set that pyre ablaze. Not entirely sure what that does for you, but see, I'm really curious to see, is there if this game is completely linear, or if there's other ways to accomplish your goals. I mean, like, I think that ladder in that room is the... Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe that's just another secret.
Hey? Probably best go check. Oh no.
Oh, that's so gross.
We need to push.
Let me help.
Mind you don't get burned.
You know, oh, like, see that, like, charred body? Was that the guy that you shot the lantern out?
Oh, Mud. We have to leave it here. Come on.
You know, I mean, I'm not like too big to admit this. I mean, I am a big fan of like big dumb action titles, you know, big AAA stuff. And I'm not usually into like smaller like indie titles. Not saying this is an indie title, but you know what I mean. Like these kind of smaller, more kind of concept, maybe like, kind of like artsier.
We'll find a way. I might have a chance if I go alone.
Suppose you're right.
Stay there. Not a sound. No brother.
Enough of this nonsense.
You know, kind of artsier titles. You know, I'm usually not super into these kind of games, but
Why don't we try a different one? All over the place. Ah, finally. Christ.
I gotta be honest. I mean, there are just some like this one that are just grabbing me.
Right. That's good.
I'm following.
They've got sticks in their dummies.
Don't look.
Stay behind your sister, Hugo.
Oh, okay. So you can use the bodies to. Oh, so you don't just need fire. You use the bodies to distract the rats. Ah, that's neat.
Come on inside. Quickly.
Help me!
Amicia, there's someone over there.
Oh no.
Amicia, he's trapped.
Shh.
We have to keep moving.
Come on! About time!
Oh no.
Hey, what are you doing? Stop!
I'm sorry. We have to get out.
Amicia!
Oh. Trying to get out though. They're oh, gross. Maybe this wasn't as far into the game as I thought. I mean, I was kind of reading chapter, you know, like it was like chapter 5, thinking this would be pretty far into the game. Oh man, I gotta hand it to them. I mean, I like how kind of like bleak and dreary it is, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of interesting, you know, having these young kind of kids having to do these things to survive. I don't know much of anything about the story or what's going on with this, but oh, that was a really interesting title. I gotta hand it to him on that one. All right, we're gonna now I read Twin Mirror. That was the other game that we have set up. I just could not remember. All right, I'll flip over to that one, and we will be back in a second. All right, guys, let's get into our next game. This is Twin Mirror. I believe this is. Yeah, this is, I believe, a new game coming from Don't Nod. I have no idea what to expect out of this thing. Some things look like it could be, excuse me, like there could be, it could be more like a combat, like a hand-to-hand combat sort of game. There are other things that are, maybe think that it's going to be a more narrative adventure. But I mean, with Don't Nod, I mean, it could be anything. I mean, they've done Vampire, Remember Me, Life is Strange. All three games entirely different. So I have no idea what to expect out of this. All I know is that the concept looks really cool. As far as I can tell, it's a concept of a guy goes back to his old hometown for I think like a funeral or something. And then in which he gets he loses a day, somebody ends up murdered, and he's trying to figure things out. Interesting concept, but let's take a look at this gameplay.
Sir? Hello? Checkout was at 9.
No, stay out.
Sir, we need the room. You have 10 minutes before we charge you for another day.
Okay. What kind of monsters have a checkout at 9?
And why would they make we charge you another day 25 minutes after? You'd think you'd make it 30.
Oh, my head. Did I black out or what? Ugh.
Come on, dude. Get some.
Source.
Wait.
Do not go in there.
I gotta hear that line of dialogue again. Give me a second.
Ugh. I need to race like a piss horse.
Yeah, he said I gotta race like a piss horse. I really hope that was not an accident. That's actually what they were shooting for. Man, come on, dude. Get some definition. Look, I'm fat. That's my definition. But, I mean, that's your hero. He looks like he's rocking the dad bod. Like, come on.
Do not go in there.
Who the fuck are you?
What are you even still doing here? Move. I need to shower and use the bathroom.
Just trust me. Get in your car, find a gas station, take a piss there, and drive home. Now.
You know what? You can't stop me. You're not even real. I did try to warn you.
What, is he like the Lutesses from Bioshock Infinite?
If he was trying to keep me out so bad, there's something in here worth seeing. Oh, shit! That's a lot of blood. And that's definitely my shirt from last night. What am I gonna do with this? I'm not bleeding. So where'd all the blood come from? I need to know what went down last night. Time to stare into my own abyss.
The hell? This is wiggling his eyebrows. It's not a... I don't know. Does does he have like some sort of superpower, like some ability to be able to like dive inside his own head? Okay, this is cool. I mean, I saw shots of this in the trailer that we've already seen, but...
Palace. I haven't seriously used this place in ages. Desperate times, though. I need to think through what happened last night logically. Time to dust off the cobwebs and put that gray matter to use.
Oh, okay.
Focus, Sam. An undisciplined mind is a liability.
So again, does this guy have superpowers, or what the fuck? I mean, he's really cool visually. I mean, the character models themselves are kind of stiff.
Old memory. One of a real bad day.
Like, the character models are kind of stiff, but you know, all the floating rocks and everything really has a nice look to it.
Gotta break a few barriers every now and then. Alright, so to figure out what happened in the hotel room last night, first, I'll need to build the room. Then, I can think through everything. Use deductive reasoning to recreate last night.
Okay. You have me intrigued, game.
Should have the room set up down here, and then I can work through the pieces. let's see if I can figure out what happened last night. At least, what happened in my room. Let's start things with a simple hypothesis. Run through things with a quick reenactment.
Okay, well, obviously you come through the door.
So, I came into the room, very drunk.
No, you woke up shirtless.
Right. If I just came in and passed out, then when did I take my shirt off?
Yeah.
And how did it get in the bathroom? I'm clearly missing something. I should go look around the real hotel some more. See if I can find something that gives me a bit more information.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so it's kind of a... So there's it's sort of like detective elements and logic puzzles to this game. I mean, I've also seen combat, and I'm not sure how that's all gonna tie in. But oh, this isn't...
Something dented the wall here recently. Probably last night.
This isn't like a new structure to a game I've ever seen, but I really like the idea and the possibilities here.
Phone. Something smashed the fuck out of this.
Oh, he threw it at the wall. Dented wall, broken phone. You threw your phone at the wall.
Okay, wake up. Focus. Remember.
Yeah, you probably walked in, washed the shirt, went back into the room. I'm getting not crap, not the game I'm thinking of, not oh, come on, what game am I thinking of? This kind of reminds me of I can't remember, what was the game called? Murdered Soul Suspect. If anybody remembers that? Like I'm getting vibes of that.
Oh, cool. So you also get rated on... Remember The shirt was already bloody when I came in. Whatever happened, I called 911, and then there was a text from Kathy about how Joan went missing. I was disturbed enough that I ended up smashing my phone. Sounds like a fun night. Huh. Now, what to do with a bloody shirt? What am I gonna do with this? I guess I should keep it with me.
Okay. Interesting. All right, so from that, I mean, I guess I can kind of guess it is one of those kind of branching paths, actions have consequences sort of narrative games, but at the same time, I'm really liking that kind of detective aspect, and I'm really holding out hope that we're going to see some that the combat, again, we've seen little bits and pieces of combat in the trailer. I'm hoping that we're going to see combat in that combat's more real time and like actual like an actual thing, not just quick time events. There we go. Words are hard. All right, we're gonna move on to our next video now. I think it's Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, and then we have Resident Evil 2. And also in the meantime, I'm gonna see if Twin Mirror has a release date. So hold on, guys. Alright guys, on to the game that everyone's been waiting for, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. By the way, like I said, I looked it up in the interim. Twin Mirror is set to release sometime next year. 2019 is its current set release date. I switched over to Coca-Cola, mostly because I don't want to keep drinking because I'm getting sleepy. And more of that probably isn't a good plan. So let's hop in, especially because I woke up this morning with a headache, and I'd rather not repeat that. So let's get into this. I've seen little bits and pieces of this one already, and wow. And to start, we're seeing the I think it's called the Ninja prosthetic. So you can use it to traverse like that. I mean, already we're seeing we have a much more mobile character than we've seen in any other From Software game. By the way, this is from GameSpot, if you couldn't figure it out from all that. I was sitting watching this, like I said, in my office with somebody today, and we kind of came to the... I said this is kind of like if From Software made a Tenchu game. I mean, we're seeing how stealth affects things. It looks like there's not one linear way to progress. That's awesome. I mean, I also know with this game that there's something that it's different from Dark Souls in the fact that dying is not the end. I believe we read an article around E3 about Sekiro that said that when you die in this game, it's not it's not the end. It's like you can use it to fake out your enemies, and you can actually come back to life. So I want to know what this is, what this meter up here is, and that meter down there. I mean, we do see a lot of similarities. I mean, that healing gourd is obviously like the healing vials in the Dark Souls games. Just an axe on his prosthetic. It also looks like you're playing with kind of like when you play with a dex-based character in Dark Souls, where it's all about moving quickly. See, can you kick him off the ledge and kill him without having to wipe out all of his health? Is that a possibility? See, I'm maybe thinking that that's like a stamina meter, because I don't see anything else that's indicating stamina, unless there is nothing in this game. Actually, let's. I want to try and get that. Sorry, I want to try and watch that pop up. All right. So prosthetic tools, hidden weapons loaded inside the shinobi prosthetic. There we go. There are a variety of prosthetic tools available, each effective in different situations. There we go. Use prosthetic tool, cycle through them. Okay. See, I'm not sure. Like, is it like an actual like a prosthetic? Because it looks like it's just an arm made of bone. Like, when it says prosthetic, like, I'm thinking something, like, made of plastic or something like that. You know, burning effect because of the fire arrow. So you could use that axe to basically cut through shields. Oh, you're throwing shuriken. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I keep going back. I want to see something. I want to see him throw the shuriken again. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep rewinding because I want to check something. Okay, keep an eye on these like white spirit emblem things. Okay, so he's got 15. Okay. I'm correct on that. Okay, watch. Like, I guess using your prosthetic isn't unlimited. So again, keep your eye on that. As soon as he uses the axe to get rid of the shield, it drops to 13. Picks up 2 from the dead body, switches over the shuriken, and as he throws them, the number decreases. So those white spirit emblems, I guess, are things that it takes to use the prosthetic tools. Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, right. You can take cover on walls like that. All right. I'm gonna guess that the prosthetic is somehow magical. Kind of like shrines and Neo, or bonfires and Dark Souls. I can't remember what it was in Bloodborne. There was something similar. I really like the traversal. Adds a neat element to the game. I mean, there's definitely something about the look that is wholly dark, that is wholly from software. But it also looks like these smaller enemies are more. They're like smaller enemies in any game. Like with Dark Souls, those smaller enemies on their own are a gigantic bitch and a half to fight. But in this game, it seems like they're easier because they're supposed to be. This game definitely has the aesthetic look of a Dark Souls, but at the same time has its own. It has its own vibe. It has its own unique style. And also note, I say this as somebody who does not like Dark Souls. I respect it. I like the ideas. I like the look. Oh, cool! Can you do like a get over here thing with the it just comes in and drop kicks you. what's this thing called? Flame vent. Okay. So I'm guessing that's it's like a shotgun or something. Oh. It picked him up and threw him. See, I'm starting to think that maybe this is like a stamina meter or something. I still can't get I still don't know what that bar is. Because it doesn't seem to go up when attacking. It seems to go up only when you hit or when you block. Is it like balance? Could that be what it is? Like if you swing too wildly, you're gonna lose balance and then open yourself up for an attack, or huh? It's like using pro wrestling moves. Got him with an elbow drop. See, like, you can die and resurrect, but... Oh, is that what it is? Oh, I'm sorry. I wanna check something. It's okay. So, you have both of these. Hits him. Gets hit. Dies. He resurrects. Okay. Now I get how this tactical resurrection thing works. Oh, pile driver. Okay, now I think I understand how this tactical resurrection thing works in this game. Okay, so it's posture. Okay, so I think I was right. I think posture is like balance or something. Like you can't swim. I'm not sure. I'm sure it'll get explained, but that is the replacement for stamina, because if you notice, we don't have a stamina bar. Okay, so my guess is, if I'm reading this correctly, that these are revives. I mean, notice when I guess you can't revive like multiple times in like one engagement, like, you know, that thing killed him, and then you have that black line across it. So I'm gonna guess that as you say you're surrounded by guys and you get killed, you can they'll kill you and then walk away, and then you can revive, and then they'll kill you, then you can revive and use it to kind of like re-enter stealth. At least that's how I understood the whole tactical like revive thing. But I'm like, it can't be unlimited. They've got to do something. So okay, that's my guess is how it's gonna work. But I also guess you can't do it more than once in a single engagement. Love the drop kick. Okay, so I know I keep rewinding, but I wanna watch that one more time when he killed that thing. All right, so that's the posture meter for this guy. So my guess is that opens him up for like a takedown or an execution. Though I'm going to guess there's going to be a similar meter for the character in the game. Okay. Interesting concept. I'm liking what we're seeing out of Sekiro. I mean, the more and more I see of it, the more and more interested I get. And also note, this is coming from a guy who does not like Dark Souls, who does not like From Software games. Nothing against them. It's just I have my own reasons. I just don't like them. But I can definitely see some interesting things in this game that's really kind of drawing me towards it. Well, all right. Well, we got one more bit of Gamescom gameplay. It is Resident Evil 2 gameplay from the point of view this time of Claire Redfield. We're not because the last little bit I think we saw around E3 we got Leon Kennedy, but this time we're playing with the second playable character of Resident Evil 2, and I'll swap the videos out and we'll take a look at that. Alright guys, let's get into this last little bit. This is Resident Evil 2 Claire gameplay. In about 11 minutes, let's watch this, comment, and whatever, and then I get to edit and go to bed. So let's get things going without further ado. I gotta say, what we saw at E3 with the Leon Kennedy gameplay, I really liked what we saw. Ah, crap.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Gamescom 2018. We're about to talk about one of the biggest games here at the show, which is, of course, Resident Evil 2. I'm joined by a very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm a producer of Resident Evil 2. My name is Tsuyoshi Kanda. Nice to meet you.
Now, we've got a bit more of a look at the game here at Gamescom. There was a demo.
I was really hoping we wouldn't have people talking over it.
Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on in this demo?
そうですね、この、ゲームズコンで、お見せしているロムなんですけれども、今回初のクレアの、ゲームプレイ。
While he's explaining stuff before the interpreter pops in, I gotta say I'm interested in this as somebody who really likes Resident Evil. I gotta say I liked 5. A lot of people hated it, and I get it. It went a little bit more actiony, but at least it wasn't what 6 did. I still saw elements of 4, because 4 was the first one I played. But I played 4, 5, and then 7. I played bits and pieces of 6, but I really didn't like 6 because what was it? It was, as people call it, it was Call of Duty. It was Resident Evil Call of Duty. But I really liked Resident Evil 4. I want to play the remastered one for the next gen and play it with you guys. And then we played 7 together, which I gotta say, holy crap, 7 was cool. But it's really nice to get back to this third-person, over-the-shoulder sort of gameplay, and it gives me a chance to play a game that I never really played, and I really wouldn't go back to. I'm not a big fan of those fixed perspective sort of games like Resident Evils 1 and 2 were. So it's kind of cool how they're redoing Resident Evils 1 and 2, and we get this new look, going to that over-the-shoulder third-person cam that I really like. And like I said, we got to look at the Leon segment earlier in the year, and I really liked what we saw, so it's kind of cool getting to see Claire's gameplay now.
So the build we're showing off here at Gamescom is the first time we've been showing Claire gameplay.
He obviously said more than that.
方のみにこのゲームプレイの方を体験はしてもらってるんですけれども、E3 でレオンのゲームプレイを体験してもらって、今回はしっかりそのもう一人の主人公であるクレアをしっかりプレイしていただけたらなと思ってます。
So as you know,
clearly she's got the China Lake and a revolver, but I'm noticing one big thing missing. There's no aiming reticle with her gun. Unless they're going to do it kind of like Alan Wake and use the flashlight like the targeting reticle. I can't remember. I think there was something with Leon. He had a laser sight on his. She's also got like the China Lake like grenade launcher on her back, but that's really interesting. I like the minimalist approach to the HUD. I said this in the Metro Exodus gameplay we saw. I like HUDs. I like getting that information. But honestly, if a game can do it really well with no HUD, more power to them.
When the game was announced at E3 earlier in the year, we showed off some Leon gameplay, and following up with that, we're now showing Claire. At Gamescom, it's actually just for press only, this hands-on, but it means they get to see both sides of the game's campaign.
This is actually a really good clip that shows one of the things that the Resident Evil series is known for, which is very intense, close combat boss battles. How much of that has been taken from 7? Because 7 was a lot of close combat boss battles.
そうですね。今回のバイオハザード2、RE2 に関しては、やっぱりもう原作
Oh yeah, the kid. I forgot. She's a big part of 2.
のバイオハザード2の
I can't remember what her role was, but
踏襲してバイオハザード7と同じ RE エンジンを使って
I only know what happens in 2 like through synopsises. Synopses? I think it's synopses.
っていうのを実現している
Her eye color is really neat.
ゲームになります。
Yeah, turn around.
Essentially, of course, a reimagining of the original Resident Evil 2. As for Resident Evil 7 influences, one major one is that we're using the RE engine, which we debuted with that game, and it allows us to really push for this really photorealistic look of the horror in the game.
I think, as you said, we're coming back to these characters that a lot of people haven't seen for years, and it's it's quite an emotional thing to see them to play this game over again. What was it like from a production level to return to these characters?
そうですね。まず本当にレオンとクレアという
Can we go back and keep watching gameplay?
シリーズでも人気の高いまずキャラクターたちが主人公ですので、その RE エンジンが、提供するそのハイクオリティのグラフィックの中でそのリアリティとその、やっぱりビリバビリティっていう部分を非常に大事にして、今回のその、
Yeah, see, there's no targeting reticle or whatever, so you kind of have to guess.
Well, yeah, returning to these beloved characters has been a real great experience for us, especially because now with the power of the RE engine, we're able to bring you the most photorealistic and believable versions of them that we've ever seen.
Shoot the eye.
And that lets them fit in with this newly imagined version of the game's world really well, because we have to raise the bar on both, not just the characters.
Oh, I'm gonna crush her head. Oh, gross.
Were you playing a lot of Resi 2 before making this in preparation?
そうですね。開発チームの、多くの、スタッフがですね、やっぱりこのバイオハザード2のファンでもあり、ただ全員が全員やっぱりその
Okay, I think he said fun, so I think they're hoping we have fun with the game.
しっかりとその
Yeah, I was about to say, why didn't you go over to the grenade launcher?
っていうのをしっかりとプレイをしてみんなでその内容を把握した上でしっかり作っています。
Yeah, we've got a lot of fans of the original game on the team, of course. Although not everyone has been at Capcom long enough to have been on the team 20 years ago that made the game.
Of course,
we wanted to make sure everyone is as familiar as possible with the original before they take on this task of the reimagining. So we got together as a team, as a group, and we would kind of crowd around one person.
I'm gonna go back just so we can get a look at that. See, I'm liking the visual representation here. How you're seeing him actually like char from that grenade launcher, like from that grenade that hit him, that fire that engulfed him for a little bit. So you're actually seeing his body charred a little bit, not just seeing all the muscle strands or whatever you want to call them, all the weird tentacles. How they're kind of a reddish color. Now they're black because of the burn. I like that level of detail.
I think so. We got together as a team, as a group, and we would kind of crowd around one person playing the game and watch how the gameplay plays out and remind ourselves of all the important beats of the game. And then that's really been a useful procedure of preparation for us taking on this beat.
Oh, it's gross.
Such a beloved classic.
It's a pretty good excuse as well to just play Resident Evil. One of the big things about this game is the original obviously was fixed camera angles. This one, similar to 7, is over the shoulder shot. How much has that impacted the way that this
What?
is being remade?
そうですね。カメラに関し
All right. That's a weird statement right off the bat from IGN, dude. Because 7 was first person. I'm not trying to be a nitpicky asshole, but I'm like, when I hear stuff like that from people, I'm like, I don't know the most about games. I honestly don't. I'm willing to admit that my level of games is just my knowledge of games doesn't come from a lot of study, doesn't come from a lot of it's just playing video games for a long time. And this is weird saying that. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too much of an asshole. Maybe it was just a slip, and maybe he meant going back to the style of 4. Because again, 7 was first person. Even the DLCs were first person.
ましてはもちろんオリジナル固定カメラ、あとはそのバイオハザード4から6で、採用したその、オーバーザショルダーの、カメラ、あとはそのバイオハザード7のその、ファーストパーソンビューですね、主観視点の、カメラとそれぞれに本当に特徴的でいいところがある、カメラの、視点なんですけれども、やっぱり今回我々はこのバイオハザード2を通じてやっぱりそのゾンビとそのしっかりとその、対峙してその
Is there no Japanese word for zombie?
恐怖感っていうのを描く、さらにそのキャラクターをしっかりとその一つのスクリーンでそのゾンビとのその戦闘っていうものをよりセンセーショナルで臨場感のあるものを作り出すっていう部分で今回はオーバーザショルダーの、カメラを、採用してます。
Well, the series has got a history of different camera angle approaches. You've got the classic first 3 games, which use fixed camera angles. Then from 4 to 6, we had a sort of third person behind the character view. Resident Evil 7 was a first person horror experience. So we had a kind of a lot of options to choose from if you think about the series' legacy. But when it came to remaking and reimagining Resident Evil 2, we just thought that this very intensely claustrophobic over-the-shoulder view, which is right behind the character, is the best way for us to get across intense zombie battles, which are really one of the key pillars of the game. So seeing your character up front in the center of the screen, and then when a zombie comes and grabs them and bites them, and they're like inescapable in your field of view, and they're up close and personal in a way that you can't get with a slightly more distanced, fixed angle, we felt was the best balance of what we're trying to achieve with the game.
Right, because I think
I mean, I have to agree with that. I mean, 7 was really cool, and it obviously was made for that first-person camera angle, and it worked very well. I mean, I thought Resident Evil 7, like, I was really interested at the time to see what was going to happen with Resident Evil 7. God, I can't speak. Resident Evil 7 being in that first person, while the game, at least for me, being known for that over-the-shoulder third-person camera angle. But now to move into this first-person kind of horror experience, see what it was going to be like, and they pulled it off, and it was phenomenal in my opinion. I thought Resident Evil 7 was great. So now coming back to playing Resident Evil 2 again, I think it was a move in the right direction. Personally, I like and this is like a subjective. Jeez, excuse me. This is a subjective, personal opinion, but I like the over-the-shoulder camera a lot better in shooters, period. But I really like it in survival horror games like this. I think it works. Mix that with I'm too much of a chicken to play it in first person.
A lot of people, when they see footage of Leon Kennedy third person, they immediately think Resident Evil 4, which was more of a shooter type game. Where does this one fit into that spectrum? Is it more horror survival?
はい、もうもちろんこの
4 was pretty horror survival, if you ask me.
Yeah, the camera doesn't indicate the genre. I mean, we had action-styled RE games with third-person cameras, but this is absolutely a Metroidvania, survival horror game with backtracking and all that stuff. So you don't have to take that as an indication it's gone full action.
Right. One thing I will say is I love zombie games, all zombie games, and I have to say I've played both of these demos now, the E3 one and the Gamescom one. These are the best looking zombies I have ever seen in a video game. The amount of detail, being able to shoot them in the arms and see little bits fall off them. I actually, in this boss fight, the Gamescom boss fight, I stuck a knife into the eye on the shoulder, and as the eye twitched around the room, the knife was still stuck in it, falling apart.
Oh, cool.
How much work goes into crafting the zombies and the physics?
やっぱりものすごい本当に時間をかけて、やっぱり怖さの演出もそうですけれども、やっぱりその臨場感のある戦闘っていうのをどういうふうに実現させるかっていうので、今回一緒にゲームズコに来ているディレクターも含めて本当に何回もテストをして作り上げたものになります。特に今回お見せしているG 戦に関しては戦闘を進めていく中でやっぱりG がパイプを振り回して、ただそこの壊れたものからスチームが出てきてその視界が悪くなったりとか、やっぱそういったところの見た目っていうものがしっかりその戦闘の、に反映されるっていう部分とかもかなり時間をかけて調整したものになりますので、先ほどのゾンビも含めてこの、敵との対峙戦闘っていう部分は我々としては非常に今回自信を持ってお届けできる内容になってます。
Before he kind of translates here, does anyone else think that interpreters sometimes sit there going God, shut up. I can't keep up. I get the developer's trying to get his point across, but I mean, like, I do not envy interpreters' jobs because they have to go through, like, that. I mean, that was probably 2.5 straight minutes of talking, and he's got to kind of, like, get all of that summarized, and he's got to process it, translate it, and then, you know, put it into proper English syntax. I mean, that's got to be really complicated. I mean, I always laugh, you know, when the person speaking the foreign language speaks, you know, it's almost like 2 minutes, and then the translator gives you like a 30-second synopsis of what he just says. It always kind of makes me chuckle, but man, I do not envy this guy's job. Just saying.
When it comes to enemy encounters, whether you're talking about the zombies or bigger bosses like the G battle we're showing at Gamescom, we've taken a lot of time and a lot of effort to iterate on what we've been putting into the game. The director, Mr. Kadoi, who's here with me at Gamescom as well, has been instrumental in that procedure. So when it comes to things like you described, the G boss battle where he's able to grab broken pipes and smash things, and then steam comes out of other pipes and inhibits your field of view. All these little details that are brought into the boss battles are something that, you know, you have to really spend a lot of time building up and up the layers of detail. But we're really proud and really confident of what we've achieved with the enemies in this game, and that's one of the things that it's been really great to show off and see how everyone receives it.
I think that's it. In a game where, as you said, it's so claustrophobic, where you're dealing with these zombies that are coming at you 24/7, to have that amount of detail, it just builds the atmosphere really well. It's fantastic. I would love to know.
I love the sparks. I think that's another nice little detail.
Plan. If there was one, just saying. I don't think there's going to be one, but do you have a plan?
本当にアウトブレイクが発生したら、もうその対策はもう考えてるんですか？
対策ですか？そうですね。最低でもね、カプコンビルの中ではそういった対策っていうのがあってしかるべきだと思うんですけども、ちょっともしかしたら我々そういうのが起こったらみんな犠牲になっちゃうかもしれないですね。
You'd like to think that Capcom would be the one company that has a plan for a zombie apocalypse, you know, how we'd lock ourselves up in our building, but I actually don't think we have that ready, so unfortunately we probably end up being just more victims of the apocalypse in that case.
この後ディレクターとどうすべきかちょっとじゃあ考えます。
Good point though. I'm going to talk to the director right after this stream and see what we can come up with.
Because I just assumed you would have like a bunker system under the building, exit poles, you know, everything ready there to go. But no, it's good, something to think about in the future, definitely. Well, thank you so much for joining us, guys. I hope you have a great Gamescom. And if you're at Gamescom, I hope you get a chance to check out the brand new Resident Evil demo, which is the big boss fight here. I think that's just about it from us here at Gamescom. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be right back with some great video games coverage.
All right, well, guys, that's going to about do it for this one. Oh, man, I'm beat. I think I've been going, I'm almost at 2 hours of actual recording, and it's going to get a lot shorter with all the editing. No, I wish there was more. We saw more gameplay out of that instead of just like little clips. But I mean, already, I really like I love the level of detail that's being put into this. I love the new camera angle. I'm really excited for this reboot. Again, it's like I said, it's the biggest thing for me is this is a chance to play to really experience Resident Evil 2's story. I mean, I know little bits of it, but again, it's just from like reading Wikipedia synopses, whatever. It's from reading the synopsis on Wikipedia. You know, that's how I kind of know the story. But it's going to be really cool to kind of get to experience it myself in a game. Again, people, you know, I'm not. It's not that I'm a snob. It's just I was born and started playing games way outside of that fixed camera perspective era. I just can't do it. And some people would just say, would say stuff about that, but I can't do it. So it's really neat to be able to play this when it comes out. But yeah, like I said, guys, I mean that's, oh geez, that was a lot of gameplay we took a look at. I mean, 3 videos full. I mean, what? That's about 2.5 hours total of gameplay. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you saw something new. I hope I don't know, you hated one of my takes and you're gonna tell me in the comments. I don't know. I hope you got something out of what we did here. Otherwise, I'm doing all this and driving myself crazy and ruining my health for no reason. So I want to say, guys, thanks so much for watching. As always, if you ever want to contribute to the weekly show by sending articles, videos, any of those like links, you can send those to any of the social medias that are listed in the description. And that is Facebook, Twitter, the website, minds.com. Always happy to hear from you guys, even if it's just a, hey, what's up? How you doing? You're doing a good job. You're doing a bad job. Here's what you can fix. You know, any of that stuff you can send me. You can chat with me. Sorry, I thought I heard sirens. You can chat with me about any topic down in the comment, on any of the social media platforms, as well as the comments below. And please, if you enjoyed that video, like I said, leave me a comment and hit that like button. Both of those help me out severely with all the YouTube algorithm crap. And other than that, please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And that's going to about do it for me. And until next time, my name's AJ Gels. This is the Untitled Gaming Channel. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm out.